Hey YouTube, what's going on? So for today's video I have another how-to video, and today's how-to is how to 360. 360s are definitely my most favorite trick to do, and in my opinion one of the most versatile tricks. You can do them just about anywhere, whether it's dirt jumps, the skate park, even on flat. You know, there's so many uses for 360s, and if you're serious about freestyle riding, whether it's mountain biking, BMX, or whatever, 360s in my opinion are a must learn. And today I'm going to talk you through how to do 360s and how I learned to do 360s. First thing you're going to want to work out for spinning 360s is which direction you spin, whether you spin to the left, anti-clockwise, or to the right, clockwise. And so there is a way that you're meant to do this. If you're left foot forward, you're meant to spin towards the right. And if you're right foot forward, you're meant to spin towards the left. This is to make it easier to spin, and for if you ever learn 360 tail ups, it is much easier to 360 tail if you can do it this way. And if you do it this way, like, so if you're left foot forward and spin to the right, or right foot forward and spin to the left, that means you spin regular. But if you're like me, I'm left foot forward, I actually do still spin left, that means you're goofy footed, which doesn't really mean anything except 3 whips will be harder and spinning's meant to be harder. But then you can look at some of the greatest riders of all time, like Nikolai Rogatkin. He does 3 whips like on slopestyle drops, goofy footed, and he does 1440s, and it works for him, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But let's work out which way works best for you. You can try it the way with the feet setting, or just go to a fly out or the jump, and just whatever way feels natural. So for me, how I learned to do 360s, I learned to do 360s fly out first, and then I learned to take them to jumps. So to start off, what I would recommend to learn 360s is to find yourself a good fly out at the skate park or build a dirt one out of a bank and start trying them there. So when I learned to 360 fly out, I broke it down into stages. The first thing I learned was how to 90 fly out. I then moved on to 180s fly out, and when I had 180s fly out mastered, I finally moved on to 360s fly out. Now, when you do a 360 fly out, you're going to want to approach the lip a little bit faster than you would for a regular fly out, because you need a little bit more speed to get the 360 around. We're now going to slow this clip of a 360 fly out down to show you guys how to do it. So when you get to the top of the lip, you can see I'm already turning my head slightly the direction I want to spin, leaning the way I want to spin, and turning my bars a little bit. This will initiate the spin off the lip. After this, once I've started to spin in the air, you can see that even when I'm already just at 90 degrees, I'm looking towards my back wheel and putting my head over my shoulder, constantly looking the direction I want to go and the direction I want to spin, always trying to find that back wheel and look for the landing. Then, once I've got to just past 180 degrees, between 180 and 270, is when I spot the landing. When you get to here, that's when you know whether you need to speed up the spin or slow down the spin. To speed it up, you're going to bring the bike in closer. To slow it down, you're going to push the bike out. Once you're at that pace, it's just about looking for where you want to land and trying to land a little bit back wheel first for fly out is better. I always find it feels a bit smoother, or both wheels at the same time. We're now going to take a look at this from a different angle. So as you can see at the top of the lip, I'm already starting to lean my body the way I want to spin, turning my handlebars and looking with my head towards my back wheel. Once I'm at 90 degrees, I'm looking towards my back wheel and over my shoulder, constantly looking to where I want to go. I then get to just past 180 towards 270 where I can spot my landing. I now need to speed it up by bringing my arms in, or slow it down by pushing my arms out. And then I'm just looking to land with either my back wheel first or both wheels at the same time for the fly out, as it feels smoother. One thing to watch out for in doing fly out 360s is to make sure you don't spin too early, because if you do, you can actually clip your back wheel on the top of the quarter pipe or the coping, which always results in you crashing, which I'll show you now. Okay, another tip I have for when learning fly out 360s, just learning 360s in general, is to try spinning both ways. I know I said earlier if you're left foot forward, you're meant to spin to the right, or if you're right foot forward, you are meant to spin to the left. But I think it's really helpful and beneficial to try spinning both ways, because who knows, you might find, spinning the way you're not meant to spin might be way easier, because that's how it worked for me. So definitely try both ways a couple times. Sweet! Now that you've got your fly out 360 styled, you're ready to move on to a jump. Alternatively to using the fly out 360, you can just try it straight to an airbag or a foam pit if you have access to one, or you can go skate park fly out, foam pit and airbag, then a landing. Or if you're really keen and a bit of a sender, you can just go straight to the landing. I don't recommend that, but as long as you have a nice soft landing, it should be safe. Now that you're ready to try your 360s on an actual jump or a double, you're going to want to find a jump that you're really comfortable jumping, one that doesn't scare you at all, and probably one with a soft landing, so maybe mulch, sand, or even an airbag landing if you have one. Works out ideal and is a real safe way to do your first 360s. Now that you're ready to take your 360s to a jump, I'd recommend finding a jump that you're really comfortable jumping, that's not scared to jump on at all, and probably one with a soft landing like a mulch landing, or chop up the dirt, put some sand on it, even an airbag landing if you have access to one, to make sure that you're not going to get hurt too much while you're learning or if you crash. So we're going to use this clip here of me on an airbag landing to show you how to do 360s. Okay, now we're going to slow this clip down. So it's just like I did at the skate park. When I get to the top of the lip, I'm already starting to turn off the lip a little bit and lean to the side of where I want to spin and looking with my head where I want to go. So this is what initiates the spin off the lip. After this, as soon as I'm 90 degrees in the air and start to spin, I'm constantly looking over my shoulder and looking for my back wheel and looking towards that landing to keep the spin going. Then when the spin gets going, when I get to about between 180 and 270 is when I spot the landing. It's at this point I know whether I need to bring the bike in to speed up the spin if I'm under-rotating or push the bike out to slow down if I'm over-rotating. Then once you've spotted the landing, if all is good, you just keep on spinning and aim to land either front wheel first a little bit or both wheels at the same time. This is the best way to get a good pump out of the landing and set up for the next jump or to roll away like a champ. I've now got another clip of me on my airbag landing, this time a bit closer up to show you how it works. We've looked at this in slow-mo. The top of the lip here, I'm already starting to lean the way I want to go. I'm starting to turn off the lip slightly to the left as I spin left and looking to initiate that rotation. As soon as I'm off the lip, I'm already looking for my back wheel. I'm constantly looking over my shoulders. This is what keeps the spin going. Get to just before 270 and I can spot the landing. On this one you can see that my arms are stretched out real far to try and slow down the rotation, as on this one I knew I was over jumping, so I didn't want to over rotate, so I pushed the bike out with my arms to slow down the rotation when I spotted the landing and knew where I was. Then once I've spotted the landing and slowed it down, just carry on with the spin and aim to land both wheels at the same time and roll away a champ. Now I've got one more slow motion clip of me doing a 360 on a step up to sort of talk you guys through it. So at the top of the lip, I'm already turning my head, turning my bars a little bit, leaning the way I want to go to initiate that spin right off the lip. Then once the spin started, I'm at 90 degrees. I'm looking over my shoulder towards my back wheel to keep the spin going because everything follows my head and shoulders and starting to look for that landing. Between 180 and 270, I spot the landing and I know whether I need to bring the bike in to speed up the rotation or push it out. I know where the landing is. Then after that, I just turn off my spin, adjust accordingly, land both wheels at the same time or front wheel first, and pump away feeling like a champ. Now to finish up the tutorial, I'm going to show you guys a quick GoPro clip of me doing a 360 from my point of view so you get an idea of what it should look like when you're in the air. So again, up the top of the lip, I'm already starting to turn and lean the way I want to. Not heaps, because if you turn too much or carve too much, you're actually going to drift to the direction you're carving, which can mess up your spin, but just a little bit to start the spin. The bigger the jump, the less you need to turn off the lip. Once I get to 90 degrees, I'm immediately looking over my shoulder towards my back wheel, as this is what keeps the rotation going. And as soon as I'm past 180, heading towards 270, I'm looking for that landing, looking to spot that landing. Because as soon as I spot the landing, I know if I need to push my arms out to slow down the spin or bring the bike in to speed up the spin. Remember, you want to land as close to as straight as possible. Once I've spotted the landing, things look good. I just carry on with the spin, aim to land front wheel first or both wheels at the same time, pump away, be super stoked, got my 360 dial. Awesome, guys. So hopefully watching that tutorial has really helped you to dial in your 360s, and hopefully all of you are sending 360s now like absolute pros. A couple of other extra tips I'd have for you for when learning 360s are to always have a spoke key with you and to check your back wheel regularly, because when learning to rotate 360s, often you're going to under-rotate, often you're going to over-rotate. So it's just how it goes when you're learning a new trick. You don't get it perfect straight away, and it can be hard in your back wheel, and doing that can sort of loosen your spokes or even break some. So be prepared to do that and always check your back wheel. Another tip I have, which might seem like a really obvious one, is that the bigger the jump is, the slower you're going to have to spin. Because if you spin super fast off a massive like 20-foot dirt double at the same speed you would out of like a 4-foot flyout, you're going to over-rotate and have a bad time. So remember to adjust your rotation speed to the size of your jump. An additional tip I have, and something that I've been caught out by a couple times, is when I'm trying to dip my 360s. So to do a more dip 360, you want to make sure that you don't try and dip it straight away off the lip, because if you do that, you'll start the 360 real dip, but then when you come in, you'll come into the landing real front wheel high and land to the manual, which can result in looping out, which just sucks. And even if you don't loop out, it's harder to pump out of a manual than it is landing straight. So if we're doing the dump 360s, don't try to dump them straight away, sort of pull off the lip and then start pushing the front end down as you get into the 360, and that way you're more likely to land the way you want to land. My final tip with 360s would be to try them in heaps of different places, because the more places you try them, the better you'll get at learning to judge the 360s, and the more fun you'll have doing them. Because I love doing them at skate parks. You know, I can even do them on drops, dirt jumps. You can do them over hips as 270s, even over hips as 450s, whatever. They're a super versatile, fun trick, and the more places you do them, the better you'll get at them. And that's the reason why I love 360s so much. Is they're a trick you can do pretty much anywhere, even if it's whether it's like a skate park, dirt jumps, or flat ground. There's somewhere you can do 360s, and I absolutely love them. Another thing I love about 360s is all the 360 combos you can do. So once you've got your 360s dialed, you can start thinking about doing 360 combos. What I'm going to do is cut to a compilation now of some of my favorite 360 combos. Sweet guys, I really hope you enjoyed that compilation of 360 combos I can do. My favorite one by far, my favorite trick of all time to do is 360 tables. There's just something about that trick, clicking it in just feels so flippin' awesome. So you want a how-to on how to do that trick or any of those 360 tricks below, let me know in the comments. If there's some 360 combos you can do that I didn't show there, please comment below, tell me what they are. I'd be stoked to hear about what tricks you can do. In any case, that is going to be the end of this how-to video. Really hope it's helped you guys learn how to 360. If you need any more tips, feel free to message me on Instagram, leave some comments below, and I'll try to help you out. I'll be really stoked if you guys give this video a like. A heap of effort goes in these how-to videos. Leave some comments, and also subscribe if you're new. It helps out the channel heaps. Real stoked with how things are going. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.